Hi guys, Rick here from 70 Off-Road. Today I'm going to be installing a fire extinguisher bracket into a TroopCarrier. This fire extinguisher bracket is the driver's side. We do both sides, driver's and passenger side, but for this installation we're doing the driver's side. A little bit about the bracket. The bracket is laser cut from stainless steel, so 2mm thickness stainless steel. It's also been CNC folded as well, and we powder coated in a Manix black texture. And these are also Australian made. So that's the bracket itself. You'll also be supplied a spacer. The spacer is pretty crucial in the install. It sits just there. I don't know if you can see that, but we'll go through that in a bit more detail when we go to install it. With that, this is the sort of extinguisher. This is the extinguisher we're going to be installing today. We choose the Firebox one just because they're slim. There's a lot of other brands out there which are quite chunky and they're shorter, which is really not ideal for the TroopCarrier because there's not much room between the door card and the seat. So with this fire extinguisher, you also do get a mounting bracket that holds the fire extinguisher, and that part there we mount to the bracket. We're mounting these, as far as I'm aware, that fire extinguisher doesn't provide the bolts with it, so you will need to source some M5 bolts. The reason we don't supply these in the kit is that depending on the brands you use, they could have a variant of different amount of bolts. So we could be using M4, M5, M6 bolts. You get the picture. So just beware before you go to install. You're going to have to source two. In this case, we've got an M5 and it's 14mm. Let's get stuck into the install. The bracket supplied by the fire extinguisher has now been mounted to the main bracket. So we're now ready to install this. Installing this bracket, we will use the front bolt on the seat and the rear bolt on the door side. So to remove those bolts, we'll need a 14mm socket, just like that. All right, guys, using the 14mm socket, what we want to do is loosen this bolt up and then remove it. So they're normally in pretty tight because they do hold your seats in. So once you get that loose, just leave it on there a little bit, and then what we'll do is we'll slide the seat forward and we'll tackle the rear bolt and remove that completely. With the front bolt loose, we can now tackle this rear bolt here. So let's get this one going. Oh, wrong way. All right, again, pretty tight. So we want to take this bolt all the way out. The rear bolt out, we can now remove the front bolt and through that all the way. And then what we want to do is push that bolt through here, just like that. Our spacer, this is really important, don't forget your spacer. Just on there, just like that. And then what we'll do is we'll just slide that in and just do a few turns with your hands, just like that. Okay, so now that bracket's nicely in there. And then what we want to do from here is lift the back up just like that and slide the bracket under. And that's it. And then what we can do now is drop that rear bolt in, just here. Don't tighten this one up, just get it in a handful of threads just like that so it's still nice and loose. Just there, that's plenty. And then what we'll do is we will basically pull this into line here, and then what we can do is start tightening the front one up. So just keep going until it's nice and tight and the bracket doesn't want to move. You can sort of just adjust it a little bit, and that is nice and tight. So make sure that's really tight. Seats have to be in tight, you can't have them loose. And then go to the rear bolts as well and just keep tightening it up until it's nice and tight. That's it. All right, so those bolts all tightened up now, we're good, ready to pretty much put the fire extinguisher in. So from here we just load it in, and depending on what kind of brackets you've got on yours, that'll dictate the simplicity of it. So there, that's pretty much it, guys. So that's our fire extinguisher bracket for the TroopCarrier. And that's a wrap, 2 bolts, it's that easy. So if you do have any questions regarding this, please hit us up. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching.